How much does it actually cost to collect old digital cameras?
The short answer is, it depends. First, I'm going to tell you about the price of the cameras themselves. And the key thing I'm going to say is, even though it seems like the logical source for old cameras, avoid eBay. I can make a whole video about how the whole concept of eBay and auctions is a scam in itself, but that's another video. For me, besides eBay being extremely expensive, the act of going to thrift stores, picking up stuff from Facebook Marketplace and yard sales, that is an adventure in itself, and it's part of the appeal of collecting old cameras. It makes the whole experience way more enjoyable. The first thing you have to consider is where you live. If you live in a smaller city, there's gonna be less cameras available, but that also means that they're gonna be priced way cheaper. In a bigger city, there's gonna be more, but they're gonna be more expensive. I live in the perfect middle spot, which is Calgary. Calgary is still a big city and it's full of arts and culture, but there's still less people like you and me who are trying to collect these very specific things. But at the same time, there's still enough cameras that if you look in the right places, you can probably get them for really cheap. So here is my list of where you can get old digital cameras ranked by how expensive, or I guess cheap, they are. Number 1, ask your family. I guarantee your grandparents, great aunts and uncles, and anybody who really has like a basement with stuff that they don't look at probably has one of these old cameras that they'll just give to you if you ask. Number 2, yard sales and garage sales. In these sales, people are trying to get rid of stuff like as fast as possible, and everything is usually only a few dollars, including electronics. So keep your eyes peeled for handmade signs on lampposts and Facebook posts. Number 3, thrift stores. Like I said, if you live in a smaller town, there's gonna be less secondhand cameras available, but they're gonna be cheaper, and there's not gonna be very many indie girls who are dying to get their hands on them. If you live in a place like Vancouver or Toronto, thrift stores can get really complicated. Number four, Facebook Marketplace. So humans actually have this thing, it's a legit thing, it's called the ownership bias. And this is a phenomenon where people will price things that they own way higher than they would be willing to pay simply because they own it. In short, there's a lot of crazy people on Facebook Marketplace that are gonna try to sell you a camera that doesn't even turn on for like $50. With Facebook Marketplace, just try to not get scammed and be safe. Number 5, antique stores. I call them antique stores, but I don't just mean antique stores. For example, there's a booth at our farmer's market that sells old electronics, including cameras. So basically, it's places that specifically sell old things kind of for collectors. So they do the searching and collecting for you, and then you can buy everything that you need in one place. And this convenience does add value, but that does mean that it's gonna be more expensive. However, if you're looking for a very specific camera, this is probably your best bet. Overall, me personally, the price that I'm willing to pay for a camera that is not in mint condition, rare, or imported, that you could find in anybody's shoebox that's been sitting in their closet since 2006 is $20. I will pay less than that if it doesn't include the memory card or the batteries. Which takes me to my next topic. Okay. So, from the year 2000 up until like 2012, technology was cursed by the fact that each device, each brand, but also each device had its own specific battery and its own specific charger, and you can't use the same battery or charger across devices. So it's no different with old digital cameras from that time. Now, if you're not actually planning on using the cameras and you just want them to sit pretty on your shelf, maybe you should stop watching, because I'm gonna go on a rant about batteries and chargers now. I do want to say though that for me, the appeal of collecting these cameras isn't just having them look good, because they do look good, they're cute, but I want to be able to grab any of them when I'm going for a trip or hanging out with my friends and use it. So when calculating the cost, you do have to also consider, what do you want the cameras for? A lot of old digicams use AA batteries, your average AA batteries, which you already probably have some laying around somewhere. But if you don't, I would recommend that you get rechargeable ones. I get them from IKEA, but they probably sell them on like Amazon. Getting rechargeable batteries is going to be cheaper in the long run, and also it's more sustainable because dead batteries are an absolute pain to recycle. So a pack of 4 costs about $12, and then each camera uses 2. But if, like me, you're only going to use one camera at a time, one pack is good enough for your whole collection. Other cameras use their own shape of battery, their own brand specific battery. For example, this Nikon Coolpix 775, I feel like a nerd saying that. For example, this camera uses whatever this is. It's a banana-shaped battery. This battery is disposable, and also they don't really sell them anymore. But when I look closely, the camera actually told me a similar battery that is rechargeable that it could take. So of course, with a camera like this, those batteries are pricier, and they're probably gonna cost you like $20 each. That is where camera collecting gets expensive. Anyway, to recharge all your batteries, all of them from AA to your specific banana-shaped batteries, get yourself a universal battery charger. These are maybe like $16 and they're good for all of your cameras. So that's batteries. Memory cards are a whole other story. A lot of old cameras use obsolete memory card formats like compact flash, memory stick, memory disk, flash disk, I don't even know. So here's the thing, if you buy each of those obsolete memory cards, you're gonna then need to buy a reader for each of them, and then probably an adapter to connect them to the computer that you are using today. So what I recommend is just have two kinds of SD cards. Your normal SD card that you probably already have, and then you should also try to get a micro SD. And then what you can do is you can get these adapters that go over the SD and turn it into a compact flash. With the micro SD, you can get these memory stick adapters that turn the micro SD into whatever the hell I just said. So then after you take the photos, you just remove your SD card from the adapter, and then you put it in your normal card reader, which some computers come with it, and then it's much easier to do the whole thing. So those are all the costs that I've identified now about collecting cameras, but there honestly might be more. In my opinion, this is more fun than just like going to the store and buying a Funko Pop. So if you've been thinking about collecting these cameras, go for it. So have fun, be safe, and do not get scammed.